In this video, I'm going to show you all the different templates that are available to you when you're creating a brand new Jira Service Management project. There's a lot of them available, and some of them are going to be really easy to use, very friendly, and others are going to be a lot more complicated and probably not as easy to configure. Do you get many customer requests in languages that your agents can't speak? Then Language Translations for JSM by our good friends over at Resolution is the perfect app for you. It allows you to leave a great impression on your customers without having to hire folks to speak every specific language that your customers speak. Check it out in the marketplace, and oh, by the way, there's a 20% discount in the description down below, so make sure you use that when you start your trial. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, drop a like if you get value out of this video, and don't forget to check out the links in the description down below, as that is going to show you all the different ways that you can help support the channel. I specifically have just launched my very first Jira Fundamentals Udemy course, so if you're completely new to Jira, make sure you check out that video, as that is going to be the best way for you to get up to speed with Jira. Also, make sure you check out the merch where I have really cool shirts that you're going to want to love and buy. All right, let's jump into JSM. So when you go to create a new project and you click on Service Management on the top left corner here, these are all the different templates that are available to you. Now, as you can see, there's a couple of new ones that are new. There's a blank project for IT teams, blank project for business teams, there's an IT service management, a general, and a bunch of others that we're not going to have time to get into every single one of them. But if you're creating a JSM project, there's really only two types of templates that you should be considering when you're going to make a project. And that is going to be your IT service management one and your general service management for IT teams. Now, I recommend that you always go with this general service management for IT teams. It is going to be a much simpler method of standing up your JSM help desk. But if you are going to be standing up a JSM that handles incidents, that handles change requests, that handles problems, you're going to want to tap into all of the features of JSM, then the IT service management is going to be the right template for you. But just keep in mind that this template is really much more complex, and I'm going to show you in a second how that complexity looks. But first, we're going to basically go through the general service management for teams, as that's going to be the first one that's way easier to set up. And honestly, you get a lot of the same functionality, because even though the other one, the IT service management, comes with a bunch of like pre-filled out and pre-made items, the general service one is going to be configurable in such a way that you can configure it the way you want it. Versus the ITSM one already comes pre-configured, and it kind of almost like puts you into like this little box, right, that you can modify still, but it kind of already gives you a lot of restrictions. So I'm going to choose general service management first, and then we're going to jump into the IT service management next. So let's click on that, and as you can see here, this one gives you the ability to promote your self-service, so you can set up your knowledge base in Confluence. This is going to work for all of them. But the most important thing is that it handles your incoming work with ease. When you select this template and you give it always pick company managed, and we do a general IT demo, and then you're going to select team type. Now, I haven't seen that this actually does anything beneficial, so I'm just going to pick IT, and I'm going to click on create project. Now, when you do this, one of the reasons why I like this specific template is that it's going to give you very quick and easy access to your portal. And your portal is right here with the raise a request. So I can always click on this, and it's going to take me straight to my portal, and it makes it really accessible to get that link. Now, the other project's also going to give me a portal, but it's just a lot harder to get to it, at least if you don't bookmark or memorize the URL. And I am the type of person that I don't memorize or bookmark anything. So getting back to my portal and the other template that I'm about to show you is a pain in the butt. 2, it gives you a simple queue. Now, from your queue, you can add all the different queues, and make sure you check out videos that I've done on setting up all these queues. But it gives you the ability to set up your queues and organize these however you want. And then third, when you go to project settings and you go to request types, you're going to have a lot more freedom. You obviously have a very basic, just ask a question, submit a request, or an email request, but you're going to have the ability to create request types, group these however you want, And you also have the ability to create different issue types. These are going to be the out-of-the-box issue types, but you can create any issue type that you want that fits within whatever it is you're trying to set up. But again, this is like very basic, bare bones, and you can only get better from here, right? But it does require you to know kind of what you want, because you're going to be able to be a little bit creative in like what kind of issue types do you want, what kind of request types do you want, how do you manage your queue, what's visible there, and most importantly, in my opinion, is very, very quick and easy access to that portal. Remember, if your agents need to engage in conversations with customers that don't speak their native language, you can make everyone's lives easier with language translations for JSM. And it's not just about the translations. You can build queues for customers by language or simply automate assignments so that your specific language speakers are automatically given that specific ticket based on their specific language. Check it out in the Atlassian Marketplace, and don't forget that there's a 20% code in the description down below. Now let's go take a look at the other templates. So if we were to create a project, and this time we're going to select the ITSM, and you'll notice that this one is really focused on like incidents. It's really focused on changes and problems. And you'll notice that over here on the right side, we have a lot more different options. We're going to have service request types. We're going to have incident request types, problem request types, change request types, post-incident review types. As you can see, this one's going to be a lot more rigid. And so let me just make an ITSM demo project. We're going to click on create. You obviously got to pick the team. I'm going to pick IT again. Click on that create button. And then you're going to see the difference. You're going to see how much more different it is. And a lot of teams pick this one because it's the first one on the list. So I don't blame them. But the biggest complaint that I usually get is like, this is overkill. Like, it's got too much going on and it's not very user friendly. And I'm like, well, I usually come back and say, well, because you basically picked the hardest one. And so this is going to give you all the features. It's going to give you all the power of JSM. And if you're on JSM Premium, then for sure you're going to want to be going down this route. But for most people that just want some sort of a input form, or they just want a very easy method for just like maybe they want their users to email the request in, or just have a very simple portal that doesn't have all of the bells and whistles, then that first option is going to be good for you. But let's take a look at the second option that's a little bit more complex. So you're still going to have the ability to do your queues. That's not going to change. But what you now get is a bunch of different menu options here. So you can see all your service requests, all your incidents, and these are basically like micro queues or sub queues, if you will, that are already pre-configured for you. Now you also get an operations section here for your change calendar, your services, your alerts, and your on-call. Again, if you're bundling this with Ops Genie and you're bundling this with, again, your incident management and your just alerts and all that good stuff that comes with JSM Premium, then this is going to be the right template for you. But just keep in mind that you're really committing to a very, very, very specific use case here and a very, very powerful project. In my case, 80% of the folks are going to be fine with just the basic JSM project template that we talked about. But that other 20%, again, the people that are paying, these enterprise customers, they're going to want everything. This is going to be the right one. Now, when we go to project settings, a couple of things for you to keep in mind. When I go to issue types, you're going to notice that instead of just a very simple 3-4 issue types that we now have a whole lot more. We have the changes, incidents, post-incident reviews, problems, service requests, and service requests with approval. So we have different workflows. So this one's going to be very approval friendly, although the other one is also approval friendly. You just have to go create it. And now when we go look at our request types, you'll notice that we have work categories. And these are going to be, again, there's a lot more. And to kind of echo a message that I've already said, right? The biggest complaint that I get is like, hey, we don't even offer our teams Wi-Fi the ability to do like Wi-Fi's or request new accounts or something like this, right? Or VPNs. And so they always end up having to delete them or get rid of them or change them. And it's just a little overwhelming. And so there's incidents as well. There's problems and there's changes. And probably the most annoying part is that it's super, super hard. Unless, again, you memorize your URL or you have it bookmarked, it's super, super hard to get to the portal. So you actually have to click into one of these, and then you got to click on view down here, and that's going to take us to the portal up here, and then you're going to be able to do stuff. But even here, like this is a lot. This is a lot that's, again, I haven't made any changes. This is my ITSM demo. This is what comes out of the box. As you can see, it's ready for a really powerful IT organization. But most people aren't going to have all these functionalities, so there's going to be tweaking anyways. And so I feel like in here, you're shaving things off. You're having to remove a lot of things only to add a bunch of different things back in. Versus the other template that I showed you, you basically start with the bare bones and you only add from there. Now it just depends on your preference, whether are you the type of person that likes to add, or are you the type of person that likes to remove. So it just depends on your kind of preference, but it can go either or. I think both templates are very, very useful. They're obviously recommended and available from Atlassian here. So they're gonna get you to the same destination. One of them is just gonna be a little bit more overwhelming. You're gonna have to really, really know what you're talking about and dealing with from a JSM perspective. And the other one, I just feels way more user-friendly. So anyways, as you can see, there's just a lot of options. All this is out of the box. I haven't touched anything, and it's just a little bit more complex. But it integrates really, really well, again, with Ops Genie, with your incident management. So it's going to be much more powerful. So if you're already paying that $47 per user license for JSM Premium, then this is probably going to be the template you're going to want to use so you can take advantage of those $47 that you're paying for. But if you're not, if you're just on standard, or maybe you're on the free version, right, and you just need a simple form, you need an intake, maybe you are just trying to explore with just forms, then this JSM project is going to be the best bet, the best bang for your buck. I guarantee you it's going to be easier to use. Just always pick that general one. Don't pick the ITSM one, because the ITSM one, again, is going to be a little bit more complex. So anyways, I hope this video was beneficial. Again, there's a lot of other templates. I urge you to go and check them out as well. But those top two are the two that are, those are the ones. So you're either picking the one with all the features, or you're picking that bare bones one to kind of get you started. All the other ones tweak it in ever so slightly different ways, but they're very, very specific to the use case that they describe on there. Most teams are just going to pick one of the first two there. Getting tickets in Arabic, Chinese, or Spanish? No problem. With language translation for JSM, your agents will engage with your customers as if they were natives. Simply install the app from the Atlassian Marketplace and define your project default language and go. Oh, and while you're doing that, make sure you check out the description down below, because our good friends over at Resolution have provided us with a 20% discount that you can use when you sign up for language translation for JSM. Don't miss this chance, as they only have a few left. So anyways, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to smash that like button. And most importantly, don't forget to check out the description down below with all the different links that will show you how you can help support the channel. Check out the Udemy course. I'll see you in the next one.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it 100. Don't need